I call Dr. Parmjot Parmar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Esteemed guests and colleagues, friends and family, I'll start by offering my congratulations to the Prime Minister and the national team for securing a historic win and a well-deserved third term. And may I also congratulate all new ministers and MPs, and Mr. Speaker, you on your re-election. It truly is an honor and a privilege to be part of this high-performing team and to serve my fellow New Zealanders. I would like to especially thank our leader, the Right Honourable John Key, for being a source of inspiration to me and many other New Zealanders. I would like to acknowledge the National Party leadership team, especially President Peter Goodfellow, board members Alistair Bell and Malcolm Plima, Northern Regional Chair Andrew Hunt, and former Regional Chair Alan Towers. Thank you to Honourable Paula Bennett, Honourable Maurice Williamson, Belinda Mills, and Ellie Ludeman for their encouragement and support. To my campaign chair and team, especially Diana Freeman, Gavin Logan, and Rita Van Pelt, thank you. A special thanks to our volunteers and the young Nats. You all are amazing individuals. And I'm also thankful for the tremendous welcome that I received from the community. As my colleagues will agree, none of this would have been possible without the support of my family. My husband, Ravinder Parmar, has given unwavering support, and thanks to our boys, Jagmeet, who turned 18 a week before the election and voted the first time, and Abhijit, who is 12 and very eager to become a teenager. Earlier this year, I was chosen by the party as the candidate for the Mount Roskill electorate. And I'm extremely proud to have repaid their faith in me by winning the critical party vote in Mount Roskill. Now I am a list MP who has the privilege of looking after the Mount Roskill electorate. About 39% of the residents in Mount Roskill are of Asian ethnicity, which is more than 3 times the national average of 11.8%. Just under half of the people in Mount Roskill in 2013 were born overseas, and I am one of them. Mount Roskill reflects the growing diversity of our country, and it is clear that the National Party reflects that diversity. Mount Roskill is comprised of small businesses, professionals, and hard-working people looking to get ahead in life. I can assure them that my values and those of the National Party align with their goals and aspirations. Mr. Speaker, I was born in India, one of 4 sisters to very hard-working parents. My father, Shyam Jaiswal, is now retired after proudly serving in the Indian Air Force for 38 years. As you would expect, our home environment mirrored the morals, virtues, and also the discipline of the armed forces. Actually, I'm grateful to my dad for that. My mother, Kuldeep Jaiswal, looked after the family, and I spent my early years traveling with my parents from one Air Force base to another. Those early years of changing schools every 3 to 4 years and moving between different Air Force bases in different states of India helped me learn about different cultures and lifestyles, and also taught me how to make friends quickly. I remember it being a very busy time. Mr. Speaker, both of my parents worked hard to raise us and to provide for us. And like many of my colleagues, education was extremely important in my family. I remember during my final years at school, the exciting new field of biochemistry becoming a proper subject and a popular topic of discussion at school, which attracted me to study biochemistry. I left school wanting to become a scientist to find cures for deadly diseases. So I completed a BSc Chemistry and MSc from the University of Pune, India. During this time, studying biochemistry, I realized the importance of gene cloning strategies to identify the cause or causes of diseases. and I decided to do my PhD in this field. But then, as is traditional in my culture, I married Ravinder in an arranged marriage and came to this amazing country to join him and start a new life with him in New Zealand. On arriving here in 1995 and settling into life in Auckland, I wanted to continue my education at the University of Auckland. I was lucky enough to find Associate Professor Nigel Birch at the University of Auckland to supervise my PhD. He's one of New Zealand's great scientists, and he played an important role in making me a scientist. To be technical for a minute, for my PhD, I investigated a possible role for neuroserpin in neurite outgrowth by its over- and underexpression in 2 types of cell lines. Neuroserpin is a serine protease inhibitor predominantly expressed in neuronal cells during the late stages of neurogenesis and in the adult brain during synaptic plasticity. The result of my research suggested a new role for neuroserpin in neurite outgrowth in vitro. And my published papers highlighted the physiological importance of neuroserpin with emphasis on its role in neurite outgrowth, neurite regeneration, and maintenance in the nervous system. Simplified, my work looked at if it was possible to use it to reestablish connections in the brain. My postdoctoral work built on this research and then later moving into researching on retinitis pigmentosa, an inherited degenerative eye disease that causes progressive vision loss. By this time, while working as a postdoctoral research fellow at the University of Auckland, I felt it was time to put my training into a more practical realm and decided to move into the commercial sector. After spending some time in scientific commercial sector, I decided to use my skills to move into business and join my existing business to start up natural health products manufacturing within our existing facility that was being run by Ravinder to make confectionery and chocolate products. My days in business were focused on product development, improving efficiencies and productivity, and providing the best possible environment for our staff. My time in my manufacturing business gave me an in-depth understanding of our local and international markets, our food manufacturing sector, and our regulations, and how we compare with international markets, and how our manufacturing in New Zealand is distinctive from other countries. Our local innovation keeps us one step ahead in the business world. We Kiwis are innovative people and full of ideas to start businesses. While owning and running a business is stressful, busy, and often intense, it is also rewarding. I'm eager to work for our dynamic business owners so their hard work pays off and that their great responsibility is recognized. Like my family, I've always believed in hard work. Monday to Friday, I was a scientist and then later a businesswoman. And in the weekends, I worked as a broadcaster for 16 years on an Indian radio station in Auckland. Plus, of course, my role on the Families Commission and the film and video labeling body. Somehow, I managed to fit in raising our 2 boys and putting in more than a decade working in the community, especially in the field of domestic violence. My values of strong, caring families and communities, personal responsibility, and equal citizenship and opportunities mirror that of the National Party. During my time in this hallowed precinct, I'm eager to make a positive difference in a number of areas. Firstly, science and innovation, and in particular, the conversion of science to business. We are producing very highly skilled scientists, and I do not want New Zealand to be just a breeding ground for good scientists. We need to provide opportunities for them to explore their scientific vision in our homeland, to attract more interest and retain that pride of good work. We need to supercharge the activation of the amazing research that is currently underway in New Zealand institutions and apply it to our businesses, our industries, and our products. I believe there are huge potential advantages just waiting for New Zealand to seize them. I'm passionate about enabling and encouraging business. Small and medium-sized businesses are the lifeblood of our economy. 97% of New Zealand businesses are small businesses. If big corporates are doing well or otherwise, we hear about it, but small businesses don't often make the news, even though they make up a significant part of our economy. They provide a career for those who value economic independence. They supply components and services to large companies, and they contribute to innovation and invention, something that all economies require. But behind every small business are a group of really hard-working people in different industry sectors, and I think they need attention so they can keep making the contribution they are to our economy. I believe there's a lot more that needs to be done to help them thrive. I respect and admire the courage of all business people out there and those entrepreneurs who are starting up new companies. I believe in family values and in the need to mount a coordinated effort to stamp out domestic violence and build resilience and respect in family relationships. For many years, I've worked in this sector and have seen the impact of family violence on family members, communities, and in the long run, on societies. We cannot afford to skirt around this issue if we want to increase the quality of life for New Zealand families. Plus, it makes fiscal sense. Family violence has been estimated to cost the equivalent of Canterbury earthquakes on our economy every year. Equally as important, though, is the significant negative impact domestic violence has on children's well-being, psychologically and socially. As an advocate for gender equality, I also believe in merit. I'm a proud member of a party and a caucus that does not believe in a quota system for women. I'm here purely on merit, and I would not have it any other way. I think many other Kiwi women feel this way. Equally, while I'm proud of my Indian heritage, New Zealand is the only place I call home. I do not consider myself as just an ethnic MP. I consider myself to be an MP who brings many perspectives and experiences along with my ethnicity, which I'll apply to the serious and important work of an MP in this House. Mr. Speaker, with a multi-professional background as a scientist, businesswoman, community advocate, broadcaster, and mother and wife with strong family values, I've come to the House determined to make a positive difference in the scientific world, business world, and our communities. I hope to use my professional background and my scientific background to simultaneously bring imagination and patience to my work here, as having learned that as a scientist, that sometimes it takes multiple approaches to get an outcome. As a businesswoman, I bring the energy, drive, and eagerness that is needed in a business person in order to see growth. And as a community advocate that has worked in the heart-wrenching field of domestic violence, I bring appreciation of the effort and hardships of our communities. I'm truly grateful to all the experiences in my life that gave me this opportunity to evolve into the person I'm today. Since becoming a New Zealander, I've had 20 years of opportunities, and I believe now it is my turn to give back. It's a privilege and honor to be a member of a team that is working for New Zealand, the team led by Right Honourable John Key. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.